Welcome back to the Preptics channel, everyone. My name is Garrett. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of a suppressor, especially for, say, SHTF or whatever it is, mass civil unrest, disaster, and you get into a situation where you might need to defend yourself. I think it's extremely important to have one, and it's an extremely useful tool. You can reduce your sound signature, make it harder for people to discern where you're coming from, and that can be really useful. A lot of these guys that I see talk about, doing all this CQB and all these things, and I'm just thinking, when it comes down to it, I'm trying to defend myself and my family, and I can't defend my family if I'm not alive. So I would much rather be the guy who is a little more cautious and engages people from further away if I even had to. As far as the suppressor goes for me right now, yeah, it's a great training tool and I do train with it. However, it really is just to make the range more enjoyable, and I think they're fucking badass. So it was something that I bought. I think I got it in February. The ATF wait period for me was only 3 days, and I did an individual. I filed as an individual on my tax stamp, which made it go faster. Now is the time to buy if you want to buy a suppressor. I'm not sure what the wait times are right now, but I haven't heard any chatter that they're being extended, and I believe the ATF is trying their best, which is surprising because I wouldn't think anyone who works for the ATF would be trying hard at anything. But they're doing their best to get through their backlog, allegedly. So today I'm going to be talking about the HUXWRX 762 Ti. It's a great suppressor. It's super light. It's made of titanium. It's actually 3D printed titanium. You barely notice it on the end of your gun. The only thing is it gets super effing hot. You could cook chicken on this thing after a 30-round magazine. So to start, here you have the stainless steel threads, and it is joined with the can, the 3D printed titanium can, and then here on the end you have these directional ports, and the purpose that those serve is they offset the cylindrical force of the bullet, and actually as you shoot it will tighten. So you're never gonna have to worry about this thing falling off ever. It's as you shoot it either tightens or gets to a certain torque and stays right there. It comes with this tool right here so that if you do get locked on, you can get it off. I've had a hell of a time getting this thing off one of my 16-inch rifles, even with this. So bring another mitt so that you can actually put your hand on this thing, and I usually take two hands. I'm not going to demonstrate it like that, but I usually take two hands and break it loose. You know what I'm talking about. I went out the other night and filmed some range video to show you guys the straight flow through technology, so I'm going to cut to that right now. Alright, I'm going to demonstrate the straight flow through technology that HUXWRX has came up with. I think they were one of the first ones to do it, so but I really just want to show that you don't get very much gas in the face compared to a traditional suppressor like a Surefire RC2 with a closed end cap. So we got perfect weather. All right, so the wind is blowing a little bit, but you guys will see all the gas coming out of the front. And I'm getting no more gas really in the face than I regularly would with an unsuppressed gun, so but it's just straight out the front.
Show for comparison.
Oh, let me put my ears on. Fuck.
Okay, so yeah, no gas really in my face whatsoever, other than what's normal, like I said, for an unsuppressed rifle. I know when you do have an end cap that is not straight flow through, it does force more gas out of the gas or out of the ejection port. So a lot of extra money. Is it worth it? If you don't like eating unburnt powder and gas, I think so.
It's kind of a, if you have the money for it, why not?
Exactly. Yeah, or if you can get a discount, why not?
Yeah.
So, like things like Surefire RC2s look sick, but
if you're balling on a budget,
yeah,
it might not be the one for you. But like I probably wouldn't get it because I don't know. This works just good for me. I would like to have a suppressor, and I wouldn't mind if it didn't blow gas in my face. But at the same time, I'd either not get one or I'd get a nice one.
Yeah, and they do make this can for 5.56. However, it's made out of different materials. So this is the Flow TI. So it's made of titanium. The only drawback really of titanium is it doesn't dissipate. Big word. Doesn't dissipate heat as well. So they do cook pretty good.
You can hear it sizzle in the rain right now.
Yep. However, it is much lighter than the smaller 5.56 can.
Titanium is super light.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this rifle with this suppressor was pretty comparable to just the bone stock AR-15. You could see where the gases were going. This was spitting them straight out the front. And the nice thing too is it's not adding a ton of back pressure to your gun, so it's not decreasing the life of your rifle by increasing the wear and tear. I think HUXWRX says it's just like 2%. And, you know, for those of you who, you know, go out shooting a few times a year or once a month, you know, you're not really going to notice that. Me, I go out multiple times a month. I don't really know if I'm going to notice that. So anyways, it's a cool little toy to have. I think they're extremely important to have, especially, you know, like I said, for some sort of catastrophic situation. And it's just a good tool to add to your tactical tool belt. So you know, does give me a little bit more peace of mind. However, you know, training with it, getting used to it on the end of your rifle is also important. So I'm just going to demonstrate real quick the thread-on. And I thought it was cool to get the thread-on one because it's like the movies. The only drawback from that is that it's not absolutely completely silent like John Wick. Just like that, give it a little torque and it's good to go. It's not going to fall off. But yeah, it looks freaking cool. That's one of the most important parts. See, I think price point on it right now is about $1,600. You know, so if there's a cheaper option out there for you, there are other straight flow through suppressors. I like this one because of the warranty, the full auto rating. It's titanium. It's super light. Even though it gets super hot, it's really not that big of a drawback for me. Not a deal breaker. So anyways, if you're thinking about getting a suppressor, the 7.62 Ti is a super good option. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think it's going to last you probably forever. And yeah, you're going to have way more fun at the range. You know, the ear-to-ear smile you're going to get when you hear, you know, your first few shots, kind of like I did, is going to be freaking awesome. So anyways, that's what I got for you on this. You know, comment down below what suppressors you have, what works good for you. And yeah, let's argue down in the comments. Have a good night.
The phone would record until EMS got here, which would be in how long do you think, Kenny?
Never, because somebody would have to call.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
Hitting it. Let's blow up 5 pounds of tannerite. We're gonna blow a barrel
sky high.
Sky high.
Where'd the fucking barrel go?
It's still flying.
Is that shit falling still?
Did some of that just fall?
That was a LaCroix.
Oh.